Waiting with. What's up, y'all? What's up? What it is, guys? And today we are here for BHD story time. Oh boy, got some good stuff for you guys, man. This shit better be gas. Nah, this is gonna be terrible. This story time's not gonna be good at all. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Type of one in the chat if you guys can see if you guys can hear the audio and everything. Type of two in the chat if you guys can't hear the audio and everything. All right, so this story. Okay, so back in the day. All right, so at one point, I had spent about a good year in jail. You know what I'm saying? After I got out of jail, I went back and kept dating this one girl I was dating at the time. Now, back at this time, I was dating this stripper named Lola. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys might know this story. Oh boy. What's up, LD Phoenix? What's up? It's Alagano. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Lemiel? What's up? Hey, what's up, Farrell? What's up, Walter? Yo, what's up, Fire Team 6 Ghosts? What's up, Jex Gaming? What's up, SHD? What's up, Knight? What's up, Mason? What's up, Walter Carter? Yo, what's up? What's up, Toxic? What's up, Shadig? What's up, Knight? Yo, what's up, Chew? Hey, what's up, Gamer? What's up, Shin? Welcome to BHD Story Time. All right, so peep game. So, I was dating this chick, you know what I'm saying? She was a stripper. Her name was Lola. You know what I'm saying? She had gone from being a stripper to a registered nurse, which, you know, is actually quite common. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now at this point, I had just got out. Now I had already been dating Lola for like, shoot, you know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 years and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, when I got out of jail, me and Lola, we just kept dating. Now, when I was in jail, I did not remember Lola's number. So I couldn't really hit her up and like talk to her and whatnot. So when I was in jail for a year, she thought I just disappeared on her. You know what I'm saying? So I get out of jail. I go to see Lola, you know what I'm saying? We keep on doing things. We rekindle stuff. We kept hanging out the same way I was hanging out before I went into jail. You know what I'm saying? Now, about 3 months into us continually hanging out. Ooh, we're gonna get some more lighting for y'all. Gonna find the lighting. Way better lighting in here. For real, for real. Yeah, right. Let me see. Yep. All right, y'all. So, at this point in time, you know what I'm saying? I keep on dating Lola. You know what I'm saying? Everything's cool. You know what I mean? At least I'm figuring it is. So one day it just so happens I had left like a bunch of my stuff, like my some of my clothes, like a pair of my pajamas. So it just so happens one day I had left a pair of my pajamas over at Lola's crib. You know what I'm saying? So I go to Lola's crib unannounced, and this was a mistake. Never go to a woman's house unannounced, men. You know what I'm saying? Schedule all your hangout sessions with your girls. Never go over there unannounced. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? What's up, Adam? What's up, BOP? Yo, what's up? What's up, Ahood? Yo, what's up, High Value Cat? Yo, what's up, Patty? You know what I'm saying? Huh? Yo, what's up, Ice? What's up, Blue Jay? What's up, Asian? What's up, World Famous? What's up, Chad Goku? All right, so peep game. You know what I mean? Now, at this point in particular, you know, I go to Lola's crib one night completely unannounced. You know what I mean? When I get to her crib, you know, I go to her door. I knock on her front door. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't answer. Not only does she not answer, but nobody answered. So I keep knocking on the door. 10 minutes goes by. I'm literally like, every 5 minutes, every 2, 3 minutes, I'm going back to knocking some more. So then I get a text, you know what I'm saying? And it's a text and it says, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I sent a very ambiguous answer back. It wasn't, I'm at my house. I said, I'm at the house. You know what I'm saying? Because I was staying with somebody else at the time. So she texts me again and she says, you're at my house. And I'm like, yeah, I'm at your house. Yeah, I'm at your house. And she's like, and then I don't get another text back. So then I knock on the door again because I really, really, really need to get those pajamas. I needed them for something. Yeah, I'm gonna answer you guys' questions in a second. Oh, my bad, y'all. I forgot something else. Ooh, I forgot to put the links in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, you guys. Once we reach the super chat milestone, you know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys another dating story. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys a fighting story or a violence story. Yeah, we on YouTube. We can do either or. Yeah. Sadate. Yeah. All right, y'all. Ooh, okay. Y'all like it, the violence. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Oh, my God. Yeah. That's understandable. All right, once we get all the numbers out, you know what I'm saying? We gonna further delve into the story time that you guys want me to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story. Oh, wait, hold up. Let me see. We got mostly 2s. Yeah. All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story about when a homeless guy pulled a knife on me over close to UNLV. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want to hear the story of my first time getting stabbed when I was like 12. So 1 and a 2. So type of 1 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys the story of when a homeless guy pulled a knife over me over at UNLV. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want me to hear the story. If you guys want me to tell you guys the story of when my first time getting stabbed when I was like 12 years old. Ones and 2s. I appreciate the compliment, bro. Thank you. Yeah. Ones and 2s. Okay. I see a lot of you. I see a lot of 2s. See a lot of 2s. Okay, I see mostly 2s out this mug. And number 2 was the one where I got stabbed, my first time getting stabbed when I was 12. Yeah, that brings me back. Good memories. Man, that was a fun fight. Oh, man. Yeah. Until the ending of it happened. You know what I'm saying? The ending is where it got all the way bad. All right, so got you guys coming up fresh. All right, so once we reached 50 in Super Chat, was the first Super Chat milestone, I will immediately go to telling you guys the story of my first time getting stabbed when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this is a BHD story time Subathon. You know what I'm saying? So for every 50 we reach in Super Chat, I will be adding another hour on to the Subathon, on to the story time Subathon. I've got enough stories for this to work. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I've been collectivifying stories, bro. I just got 3 new stories like within the last 4 days. Actually, 6 new stories. Almost set myself on fire yesterday for July 4th. You know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if you know somebody who almost set themselves on fire for July 4th. Type of 2 in the chat if you were the person that almost set yourself on fire this passing July 4th. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. I pray to God that you guys never figure out why I just laughed. Oh man, that was worth it. Hey, what's up, normal white man? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the compliment, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You got good energy. Yo, I appreciate the compliment. For real, for real. Like, that dude's extremely popular. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Let's see. Uh, uh. Ask what's up. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate the compliment, bros. You know what I'm saying? And the well wishes, Mike. Stay up. Yeah, yeah. All right, Joe. Got you guys coming up first. We got the first links up. Second links is on the way. Oh, I was telling you guys the story about when I was going to hang out with that one chick. Yeah, I'm saying. And okay, so like I said, I got to this chick's crib and I'm there to pick up them. There's some clothes over there. Really needed them, right? So I get over there. Yeah, I'm saying. And when I get there for 10 minutes, they don't open up the door. So for that 10 minutes, I'm left knocking at the door, trying to see if someone will open it. You know what I'm saying? Now, no one opens that mug. At least so I thought. I figured they was just gonna leave the door closed. Yo, all right, y'all. We just got the links up. You know what I'm saying? And the links are up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to, you know what I mean? If you guys do want to super chat through, the link is in the description down below. It's the easiest way to super chat to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, the second best way to super chat to your boy is directly through the channel. You know what I'm saying? The third best way is through my Cash App. Let me know if any of you guys want that. I will be putting it in the description. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. We got the first one up, and we got the Steam up. Oh, okay, cool. Man, all right, so if you guys send anything through the doobity-doo, we'll know. All right, so peep game. Story time. So, I'm at this chick's door, you know what I'm saying? And it's been like 12 minutes at this point. I knock again, right? This time, instead of so like the door opens, right? So this time instead of the door staying closed, nobody opens it, the door unlocks and it opens up, but it only opens up like just enough for me to see like, you know, the person that's inside of it. And when it opens up, you know, I don't try to force my way in or nothing. You know, the dude's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, is Lola here? I'm looking for, you know, my laundry. And he's like, oh, you know, Lola's not here right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, that's cool. Can I just grab my laundry though? And he's like, yeah, that's what's up. You know, come on in. So he opens up the door, you know what I'm saying, lets me in. You know, I walk up in there and I go to the laundry door. I open it up and there's my laundry, right? And I hear like a weird sound. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it's not big a deal. You know, I grab my laundry out the laundromat and I hear like another weird sound, like people whispering. I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? So now I'm like, word, you know what I'm saying? Like now, the appropriate thing would have been to do. Now, the appropriate thing in this time to do would have been to leave. You know what I'm saying? I should have left. Type of one in the chat if you would have left in this situation. Type of two in the chat if you would have stuck around or went and opened up your girlfriend's door to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So I ran into my girlfriend's boyfriend. Yo, Ahood, If you want me to play music, that's a super chat request. And if you guys want to do a super chat request, which is you guys want me to play a song that you guys want me to play, or you guys want me to react to a video you guys want me to react to, there's a 50 directly through my tip jar. It's the pinned link up in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Either that or directly through the channel. Do us all a favor. Do it you a favor, do me a favor, do us all a favor, and send the title of the video in the with the donation. You know what I'm saying? So we know exactly what you want us to play. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. All right, so if you guys want me to stop what I'm doing and do something else, you know what I'm saying? Like play a song for you guys, you know what I'm saying? Or nunchuck to a song, you know what I'm saying? Or play a game that you guys want me to play, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a super chat request, you know what I'm saying? Once we reach that portion of the show, we will start playing your game, you know what I'm saying? Even bring you into the party and whatnot, be it Fortnite, you know, any other multiplayer games and whatnot. But yeah. Yeah, people cheat all the time, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's all in dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I was dating this one chick, you know what I mean? Back when I was dating Dr. Girlfriend and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like she freaking, you know, we were 6 months into dating and whatnot. I was being super duper loyal to the chick because whenever I start dating a chick, I'm super duper loyal because getting new chicks is work. You have to go out, find them, and woo them, and, you know, like get them to respectfully pull their breast out. And it's a whole bunch of work. So whenever I start dating the chick, you know what I'm saying, I'm just with that chick until she shows me that she's with someone else, to which case, if she does that, you know, not every girl's going to do that, but if a girl does do that, then I'm going to immediately start to talk to a different girl. You know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat, if you're being super faithful to a girl and 6 months in, she comes to you and tells you that she met a new friend at college and she's going to start hanging out with him at his house alone. You ask if you can go, she says no. It's a private hangout. Type of one in the chat if she's more than likely cheating on you, you know, and if she's not, she's taking the saddle out the barn, and if she, you know, she's taking she's cut a calf from the herd, and if she's not riding them yet, she's taking the saddle out the barn, you know what I'm saying? Or type of two in the chat, if no, man, it's, if a girl wants to be alone at a different man's house, that's not her getting ready to do stuff with him. That's just them being friends. Just, you're not allowed to be there to see what the friendship's about. You know, like it did. Hey, what's up, BHD? Hey, what's up, Jonathan the Gamer? Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what this chick. So whenever I'm dating a chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as she doesn't come to me and tell me, I'm about to go hang out with a different dude, or, oh my God, I got a work boyfriend and I'm gonna go hang out with him and you can't come tonight because I'm gonna hang out with the new work boyfriend. As long as she don't tell me nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm true blue. But if a chick come to me and tell me, oh my God, I accidentally kissed this guy at work, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. You know, no, don't talk to that other girl. But you're not allowed to talk to other girls because that's cheating. What I did was an accident. You guys know I had a girl legitimately tell me that. I really did. Her name, we're not going to say her name. You know what I mean? Well, this was like literally hundreds of years ago. You guys would never run into this girl. But we still going to change her name and say her name was Ressa. You know what I'm saying? Good Lord. Good Lord, Ressa, man. She was hilarious. Hilarious. All right, so anyway. Hey, I appreciate you for the compliment. You know what I'm saying? You accidentally kissed a guy, deaf guy? Well, it happens to the best of us. You know what I mean? Just, oh boy. Yeah, it really is, Don to Don. We know what it is. Hey, I appreciate the compliment. That guy's popular. Yeah. All right, so anyway, you know what I'm saying? I digress. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I figured that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, yeah, because, you know what I mean? It's like I was dating, you know what I mean? I was, okay, so let's see. Okay, so I open up the chick's door or whatever. I open up, so I decide I'm hearing these noises. I need to see the truth You know what I'm saying? I am a realist. I don't want to be in the flu-flametry and I don't want to be confused by what's going on. I likes to know so I can move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? If this chick's off doing extracurricular stuff, then there's no reason for me to be going out of my way to be doing too much work. You know what I mean? Because that chick could ask me to, I think that's one of the chicks that asked me to marry her. She asked me to marry her and stuff. You know what I mean? And I just after I saw her in the room with the other dude, I was just like, really? Like, is that, I had to sit back and is that what I wanted for myself? I was like, I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. So what had happened was this. You know what I'm saying? I decide I'm going to try to open up the door, see what's going down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be left in the dark. So I grab her doorknob, right? And I start twisting it ever so gently, super slow to the right. You know what I'm saying? And right before I get it to the point where the lock, it retracts into the door so that I can open it, right? Right when it gets to the edge of where it's about to get there, the door slams open. You know what I'm saying? But just enough for Lola to push her body through, right? She pushes me back and starts shimmying her way through the little bit of space that she's opened up so she can get her body through so that I can't see who's inside the room. You know what I'm saying? So I get out the door, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I fall back and whatnot because she pushes me out the room. And the first thing she says to me is wow, you're trying to be in the room tonight, aren't you? Man, she closed the door. But right before she closed the door, I could see just through a little bit of spacing that she had, the door was open for the little bit of time that it was open. I could see that there was a shirtless dude in his boxers in the room. You know what I'm saying? He's in his boxers. He's got no shirt on. He's got nothing but his socks, his boxers, and no shirt on. It's obvious what was going down. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy looked like skinny Wesley Snipes. You feel me? So I was like, okay, cool. So I saw that. Now, I didn't get mad, men. All right, so type of one in the chat. Type of one in the chat if you guys think that I just started breaking stuff and throwing paintings. Type of 2 in the chat if you think at this point I'll elbow this bitch in the face, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Uppercutted her right in the, right in the gabba. Or type of 2 in the chat if y'all think that I left and just acted like I didn't see anything and just left. You know what I'm saying? 1s, 2s, and 3s, boys. 1s, 2s, and 3s. Understandable. Oh, that's hilarious. On the gaming channel, y'all think I did number 2s. And on my reaction channel, y'all think I did number 3. That is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, y'all think I uppercutted the female. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though it's not the right answer, it is a very understandable answer. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? What I decided to do was I chose number 3. You know what I'm saying? I acted like I didn't see nothing, and then I'm just about to get up out of here. You feel me? So I turned around, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I turned around and just started walking off. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not trying to get in anybody's business or, I'm definitely not going to argue. Because if I ask her, who is that? What do you guys think she's going to do? Is she A, going to admit that, she's doing something behind my back that she shouldn't be doing? Or do you think or 2, do you think, she's going to yell and scream and, turn it around and say it's my fault? Tell me how much if I don't give her enough attention. And this one time I was eating an ice cream sandwich and I had the nerve not even to have root beer with it. And I didn't give her half of it. And that's the reason. Or just make some shit up. Oh man, you haven't been wearing shoes at the park lately. Huh? And now. And that is the only reason why I would ever do this. That was so type of 1 in the chat if you guys think that if I asked her who that guy was, she would tell me the truth and then apologize. Type of 2 in the chat, if I ask her who that guy is, she's going to start an argument, blame it on me, and yell and scream. And then if I keep asking her more questions, it's going to get so violent that it's going to be domestic violence. And then if I keep asking questions, then she's going to make an allegation on us and say that we did horrible, terrible things to us, like what just happened with DJ Academics. And, who's that Sharpener guy? The guy that's had the sex tape release on freaking everywhere, where he was making some of probably the worst snoo with the chick. Yeah, I'm saying, like, and because he was trying to convince people he wasn't that. But yeah, you guys seem to know what it do. Yeah, I'm saying, sure it is. So with that being said, we all know what it do, people. Yeah, I'm saying it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? But now that we know the correct answer and what we get when we just ask questions or try to go through her phone or ask her where she's been, this, you know what I'm saying? This is where most domestic violences come from. Is dudes wanting to know too much. Bro, I'll tell y'all a story, bro. I was dating this one chick, bro, and she told me that she was faithful to me, right? And you know what I mean? Like they all, whatever. So she said this, and like 4 to 6 months, I think like 3 years in, right? She's like, one night she got super drunk, and she's like, oh yeah, and I just got to make sure to, keep my secret, keep my boyfriend a secret from you, and just not tell you about my boyfriend. He's like, and I just changed the subject before she could go any farther. I changed the subject. Oh, yo, you seen the new Minecraft movie? That Minecraft movie was good, right? Yeah, it was hella good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait till the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie comes out. Just change the subject. That way she don't snitch, and y'all ain't got to argue about it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? If you could choose, which would you like, a scary video or a funny video? Dang, that's a good question. Good question. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I like both. You know what I'm saying? I would choose both scary and funny. But if I got to choose one and only one, we gonna choose the scary video. You know what I'm saying? For real. I enjoys the scary. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? So I see the guy in the girl's room, right? Because the door was open just enough for me to see that, he ain't got no clothes on and he in his drawers. And then once I see that and the door closes and she's right in front of me and attempting to drag me into some, argument about how somehow this is my fault, I notice what she's wearing. And baby girl got on nothing but a wife beater shirt and no bra. You know what I'm saying? Great titty meat. Great, she had a great personalities on her. Great personality is what she had. And the rest of what she wears, like some booty shorts that said, like, eat booty or like eat fresh. I forgot what her butt pants said, guys. It's very generalized what it said on there. So, you know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, so I turned around and I started walking away. And then she comes after me. Wait, where are you going? Wait, no, don't leave me. So I'm just walking away at this point. I'm just like, oh, it's cool. It's not a big deal. I'm just walking away. Tell me why baby girl yells out, well, at least give me a kiss before you leave. Now, type of 1 in the chat, if in that situation, you would just keep walking like it was all good. Type of 2 in the chat, if in that situation, you would get mad. Like, she had great assets. Great assets. Yeah, I'm saying, yep, that's the good thing. That's the right thing to do, Motorfest. You remember this. Number 2 from Jonathan the Gamer. Jose Campbell says number 2. Hey, what's up, Elijah? You know what I'm saying? Motorfest SR2. SRTs, he says 2. Yeah, I got mad. I did. How is it everyone on my gaming channel is like, no, I wouldn't get mad at all. And everyone on my reaction channel is like, yo, I would hella get mad. That is hella cool that we have, that we can mesh our different comment sections between the 2 channels. All right, so I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Both answers are right. I got mad. I did. I got pissed. And the reason why I got pissed is because it's grossly apparent what it looks like she was just doing in that room. And she gonna ask me to kiss her? It looked like she had just got done giving a blowback. Huh? Giving a Magic Mountain. You know what I'm saying? doing the warm welcome. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna ask me to kiss her. Like that's borderline racism. You know what I'm saying? So when she said that, I'm not gonna lie, I got mad. I was like, yo, you want me to, you want me to kiss you? I was like, yo, look, like, I forgot what I said to her. I didn't say nothing real bite. I ain't even curse at her. I was like, yo, you should go kiss that dude. Because you had a dude in your room. You should go kiss that guy. Don't kiss me, kiss that guy. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Vasquez says, do a backflip. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Look, I'll do a flip if you super chat 50 directly through the channel. You know what I'm saying? Look, if we reach 150 in super chat, I'll do a flip. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a flip. It'd be my first flip. It'd be the same flip that dude that pulled a knife on me up at the UNLV, you know what I'm saying, at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It'd be the same flip that guy did. You know what I'm saying? That guy was hilarious. Justifiable crash out. That's what's up. Understandable, Ida. I saw my girlfriend cheat on me. I just stayed calm and walked away and ghosted her. Yeah, I found a better way. You know what I'm saying? That's racist, Rug 4L. I can too do a flip. You know what I'm saying? Look, get us to the Super Chat milestone. Everything going towards upgrading our live streaming equipment. And I'll do a flip. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what happened to the guy with the knife? That's the, yeah, man. What happened to the guy with the knife? All right, you guys. Okay, so since you guys wanted me to do the story time of once we reach 50 in super chat, I will be telling you guys the story of what happened with the with my first time ever getting stabbed. Yeah, I'm saying when I was 12 years old, I was in foster care. It was great. It was great. I couldn't have picked a better situation to get stabbed in. The ending could have been better, but me getting stabbed wasn't half bad. Yeah, I'm saying I ain't go to sleep. Like I ain't lose consciousness without my own permission, and then wake up later in the hospital like, I got stabbed and still got to kick his ass. It was great. You know what I'm saying? It was he deserved what he got. You know what I'm saying? But once we reach the super chat milestone of 50, I will be telling you guys that story. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you guys want me to play a song that you guys want me to play, you know what I'm saying? Like a song that you enjoy and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? It'll be 25 per song. Regardless of how long it is, it'll be 25 per song. You know what I'm saying? Because of copyright and whatnot, y'all know how that is. You know? And you know what I'm saying? If the song is cringy or jacked up or messed up in any way, then it shall be 3 times the price. Swear to God, we don't spend that at the strip club. Yo, here's a 5 for the 50. Hey, Goon Monkey, thank you for 5 in super chat, Brody. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat for Goon. All right, y'all. Yo, all right, so look, so peep game, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yo, W's in the chat for Goon peoples. Okay, so one night it's 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the whole story and nothing but the story. The real story. You know what I'm saying? So what had happened was I was, Randy was at the crib. You know what I'm saying? And this was like, shoot, super duper long ago. This is before I even started doing YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So Randy was at the crib, you know what I'm saying? And we had decided that we was going to the grocery store, the 7-Eleven, in order to get grocery snacks. Snacks. I confuse groceries with snacks. Hot Cheetos is the same thing as, it's in the pyramid. Did you know that Hot Cheetos are in the food pyramid? You know what I'm saying? The Cheetos, that's your dairy. You know what I'm saying? If they got cheese on them. And the rest of the crunchy part of the hot Cheeto, that's where the bread is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you know what I'm saying? We decided to go and get food at the 7-Eleven. We start to traverse towards the 7-Eleven. We get halfway there. We're walking past UNLV, right? When we were walking past UNLV, we see this homeless dude who's like arguing with a cat in a back alley. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really an alley, but it was really, really dark like an alley. You know what I'm saying? Like it was on the part where everyone walks down of the graduation. You know what I mean? When they graduate from college, right? So I see the dude and I yell out, I'm like, yo, hey, what's the cat saying? Because the guy, he's talking to the cat, right? And I would guess, I would say that this was me. Technically, I was trolling because, I just wanted to know if the cat was talking back. You know what I'm saying? Technically, I suppose it was trolling, I guess. So the guy looks up and says, oh, and he comes jogging over to us, you know what I'm saying? And he gets like this close, you know what I'm saying? Which isn't super bad. He gets within storytelling distance, you know what I'm saying? So, he's like, yo, I'm like, yo, what was the cat saying? And he was like, well, look. And he just goes into telling the story, right? He's like, yo, me and my friends that all do meth, but I don't do meth, right? Only my friends do meth. We was all inside of a dilapidated house about 3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back to read some emails. Yeah. And while we was inside that dilapidated house with my friends that all did meth, that I don't do meth, but they did meth, they all started having these hallucinations. And they start freaking out and like, just breaking stuff and throwing things. And then they all jump me for no reason, right? They jump me for no reason. They just freaking out, right? They were seeing demons and hearing things and all of this. Now, if any of you guys are ever in this situation with someone telling you this type of story, you should want to change the subject to something like a trip to Disneyland or something like that, because that person's more than likely going to do something goofy, right? He's about to slap somebody or do something dumb. He was basically, because, me growing up around a lot of drug addicts, you know what I'm saying, what they tend to do is they'll tend to just like start talking about something really, really goofy. You know what I'm saying? And if that goofy thing involves them, like, hurting somebody or getting jumped, or if it's a violent situation or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's usually a really good idea not to feed into it, because all they're gonna do is just, you know what I mean? So with that being said, dude tells me, he's like, yeah, man. And then they pulled out their knives and then they just started trying to stab me. They just jumped me and attacked me for no reason. And as he's telling me this, you know what I'm saying, he starts pulling out his own knife, right? He reaches into his gangsterlicious man bag that's strapped around his chest, and he starts pulling out his own knife. And then he pulls it, you know what I'm saying, and he starts pointing it at me. And then when he points it at me, I started to laugh at him because I'd already been stabbed a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? I'd already been stabbed 50 cent amount, like a 50 cent amount of times already. Literally 9, 8 in the head and 1 in the kidney or the side and shit when I was 12. And, so I just start laughing at him because I'm just like, because this is like a skinny, wiry type of dude, and like, unless he knows like a whole bunch of like crazy 8th degree martial artistry, you know what I'm saying? Like if this was Michael Jai White telling me that he was gonna stab me like 800 million times and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then I would literally be scared. You know why? Because Michael Jai White is like an 8th degree black belt in like everything, literally 13 different martial arts. So I would believe what he has to tell me. But since he doesn't have any of that stuff to tell me, you know what I'm saying, I'm believing that this dude is a goofy. He's flu flamming. He's more than likely up to the knuckle. He's on some bullshit. So he pulls the knife, and then when I start laughing at him, then he ups it. He's like, oh, I guess he figures he has to go, he has to up it a level, so I'd be scared of him with the knife. And then he starts to showing me him cutting himself. He didn't really cut himself. He's like, he puts the blade up against himself like he's Joker from one of the Batman movies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, because I could cut you right here, and you would immediately bleed out. You just bleed out immediately. You die, and you have a jugular vein here, and if I cut you here, then it'd be over for you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna bleed out, and it'd be nothing else." Yo, W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer. He just super chatted 50 directly through the tip jar. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jonathan the Gamer, would you want me to, would these be ones that I would have to do on the channel, or would it be cool if I react to these mugs on this stream, on my storytime stream? W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer, brody. Either that or I wait, or either that or I just, you let me know what videos you want me to do as super chats, and we do them the minute the subathon ends. So we go straight from subathon straight into the super chat requests. That way we don't you know what I mean? That way, you know what I'm saying, like they get to hear the stories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cause yeah. W's in the chat, man. Yeah, Brody was tripping. He thought he was an anime protagonist. People, you know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer. W's in the chat, man. All right, you guys, that means we've got another hour onto our subathon milestones, onto our subathon, storytime subathon. You know what I'm saying? Yo, all right, so, yeah. So once we reach another 50 in super chat and or subathon milestone, we will immediately add another hour and tell more stories. Because I've got so many, you can react to them now. Cool, cool. Yo, I liked it. I like that you're okay with either way, my guy. You know what I'm saying? You're good people, Jonathan. Yo, all right, so we about to check them mugs out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peep game. So, the guy is telling me that, you know, if he cuts me here, I'm going to bleed out because that's my jugular. And if he cuts me here, I'm going to immediately fall over and I'll be done and it'll be over. And I'm just like, bro, I'm looking at this guy's shape and I'm like, bro, this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I watch a lot of anime, right? And add insult to injury, I was already learning some knife fighting at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Martial arts and whatnot. I do Tibetan Llama. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, you know, I'm like, bro, like, if this were a martial arts tournament and this were my opponent, I would be okay with knife fighting this guy. Cause he don't look like it's gonna go good for himself. He said he was on drugs, meth. He's not gonna be able to, you know what I mean, keep up with anything. You know what I mean? People who are on meth, it's usually, you know, not the best, you know, for them cardiovascularly. I could be wrong. You know, he could have been a top level meth addict person. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, based on the situation at hand, I didn't think he would have been. I've never seen a Mandela effect. Oh, yo, I've never seen the Mandela effect before. Okay, cool. We're gonna check this mug out. All right, you guys, we just got a super chat request from none other than yo boy, our boy, my guy, Jonathan the Gamer. You know what I'm saying? He wants us to check out the Mandela catalog, volume 1. Now, I've never seen any of the Mandelas. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. The only Mandela I know about is the dude who was in jail. I think he ate his way out. I forget the story. Or Nelson. Man, I think it's not his name's not Nelson. There's a Mandela. For some reason, I see Morgan Freeman whenever I think of the Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we gonna check this mug out. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, hope you guys had a productive day today. You know what I'm saying? We about to check out this super chat request. All right, turn up. Hey, so let me know if you guys want me to show you guys the stream of this. Hi, Latrice. You don't need access to a loaded pistol. Secure all entrances.
Solely based on their physical characteristics. If you see another person that looks identical to you, run away and hide. If you see a person that has a biologically impossible characteristic, run away and hide. If one
That makes
manages
sense.
to break into your home, refrain from any kind of communication or contact with the threat. These intelligent life forms utilize elements of psychological warfare to take advantage of their victims. While we heavily discourage any form of contact or communication with an alternate, we make exceptions for attempts at executing them yourself.
Now, are these alternates impervious to being stabbed? Because if they're impervious to being stabbed at, you know what I'm saying, like I'll more than likely refrain from from any of that fighting and whatnot. Yo, how are you doing? I'm doing well, Mr. Double. I hope you're doing good as well. Understandable. What are we talking about? We are talking about the story of this dude who pulled a knife on me while we were at the while we were at UNLV. You know what I'm saying? So, the guy pulls the knife, you know what I'm saying? He points it towards me and he's like, yo, dude, so when I started laughing at him because he was telling me how he was gonna cut me based on him trying to look like he was gonna cut himself, once I started laughing at him, he put his knife away. And when he put his knife away, I continued to laugh at him. So then the dude told me he is a substitute gym teacher and that he knows all types of flips and all types of whatnot. That girl's kind of attractive. That's different. Understandable. Are there any jump scares in this, Jonathan the Gamer? There better not be any jump scares in this. You know I've been working on my bravery attribute lately. Like this is Skyrim. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep a high level of bravery. Victim 1, victim 2. That's not that bad. This looks quite wholesome, as if it were. So Mark Heathcliff. Word? Like the candy bar?
Hey, it's Caesar. I hope it's not too late.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Uh-huh.
What's up, are you
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah, it's not me, it's my mom. She's knocked out cold, but I have no idea why. I'm on my way to the ER, but could you do me a favor?
Yeah, of course. What is it?
I just need you to come over and turn on the cameras you have set up.
Yeah, I appreciate the compliment.
Let me install after we were robbed.
Oh, yeah. Would you mind if I asked why?
So,
Appreciate the compliment,
It
Latrice.
was really loud right before I found it on the ground. I just...
Well, do you have your doors and windows locked? Like what the broadcast told us to do?
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Yeah. If you guys would like for me to do the Lamar Jackson edit,
Alright.
yeah, I'm saying that is a 50 in super chat directly to my tip jar, or which is linked in the comment section above, and so or below.
One last thing. Trying to get a good view.
So then, you know what I'm saying, the dude, he tells me that he is a substitute gym teacher, as it were. You know what I'm saying? And that he started doing flips and whatnot. Oh shit, this could be a jump scare. Oh no. Hold on now. They're driving a car down a very dark road. They can only see about 5 feet in front of them. I was about to drink my juice, but I think this might be a jump scare. Very ominous. Up, they get to their destination. Nothing happens. I ain't mad at it. But yeah, see, no jump scare. That's what's up. We got through one. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, the guy, after he puts his knife away, he tells me he's a substitute gym teacher. And then he starts doing cartwheels and flips and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was actually really good. It was really impressive. You know what I'm saying? And when he did his first flip, that's when I came to the horrible realization that this man had no panties on. You know what I mean? He was legitimately crazy. Just wear no panties, man. What do you do, chat? What do you do? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, like I reared back. Like I did this when he did the first flip, and I was like, yep, gotta get out of it, gotta find a way to get out of here. And then he had the nerve to go do another flip. He's like, yo, yeah, I've been doing gymnastics for so long. Look at the flips. And he does a front flip over one of the metal things that they they stuff into the concrete to make sure that cars can't back their way onto that part of the UNLV property. He does a front flip over that. And I'm like, man, this guy's actually really athletic, but he's also a knife-willing naked person. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, had to get up out of there. So it's at that point, you know what I'm saying? Huh? Okay, sound increase detected at 5:34 a.m. Recording started.
Who are you? Get away from me!
Word?
No!
Oh, that is scary. Damn. It followed me home, Cesar. Damn. That is scary. Walk away slowly. Oh, shit. It's first person. Huh? It's like the Blair Witch Project. Surprise. Is it food? Is it delicious? Huh? I do not want to see what is on the other side. Yeah, me neither. But it has been days. What's the other side? A Chick-fil-A? Nigga, you better walk through them double doors. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we might have to go to Chick-fil-A today. Shit, it's Sunday. Fuck. If Bouncer was here, that'd be the intro to a song. On God. That would be a good intro to a song about food. Yo, I've been good, Cheyenne Jackson. Hey, what's up, Amino? What's up, Divine? What's up, Jonathan the Gamer? All right, guys, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys can hear and see all the audio. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you can't hear or see shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all fugazi. I don't even know what that one means. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tyrese Gibson? I mean, Steffens. What's up, Tyrese Steffens? Yo, what's up, PFRM? What's up, Amino Gaming? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly what I said. Amino, like the acids. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kev? What's up, Exodus? What's up, Goon? What's up, Jonathan the Gamer? All right, we got halfway through this video. And remember, we're not scared. But...
You fucking bastard!
Oh, shit! Ah, God! Okay, that one got me. Huh? Is that an Amber Alert? Or like a French ambulance? Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Huh? The fuck? Oh. You good? Huh? Man? Yo. All right, you guys, once we reach... Okay, so we ended up going home. Yeah, I'm saying me and Randy, we ended up going to the... we ended up not going to the 7-Eleven that night. We went back to the house, but Randy was actually quite fearful that the guy was going to come back. So we had to circle the block like 3-4 times before Randy felt safe enough to go into the crib, man. Cause like we started walking to the 7-Eleven and Randy's like, what if that guy's still out there, man? What if he's out there looking for us? And I'm like, bro, he's if he was confident in his knife fightedness, he would have like tried to cut me. I started laughing at him. If he was really about that, he would have tried to cut me. Like, I don't think he's really about that. I think he was trying to scare somebody out of some money. And he was like, but you don't understand, man. He could be anywhere. He could be in those bushes or in one of these passing by driving cars. And I'm like, all right, man, if it makes you feel better, we'll just run. You know what I'm saying? So we had to run and like 3 times around the block. And then we got back home. And then everything was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Send available personnel to the address.
Well,
When the caller has a fire-related emergency.
oh, my bad, y'all.
Our neighboring fire
It's
district
Anemo.
send the address and the
Anemo
police
Gaming.
description of the event.
That's what's up.
When the
Who do I
caller
think will
has
win in the fight, Hulk or Silver Surfer? I think it would 1,000,000% be the Silver Surfer. Unfortunately, I think it would be the Silver Surfer. I definitely think it would probably be the Silver Surfer.
We thank you for
You know what I mean?
this instruction.
Hey, what's up, Sharice? Huh? Yo, thanks for the compliment, man. Appreciate you for the well wishes. That's what's up. Yeah, no panties. PFRM. No panties. Scary stuff. Extremely scary stuff. Toddler stress assessment video. Record your child's residence tonight. Section 1. This reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's now. None? Understandable. I do remember that McDonald's horror game, Cheyenne. Hulk Red rage form. None? So that's understandable that you think the Red Hulk rage form would win. But But the Silver Surfer, man, he's like galactically powerful and stuff. I think he would, me personally, I think he would like completely roast this. I think the Silver Surfer would like roast the Hulk alive. Type of 1 in the chat if you guys think the Hulk would win if he fought the Silver Surfer. Type of 2 in the chat if you think the Silver Surfer would win if he fought the Hulk. I would love to see this. I'm right as rain, Lucy. Yeah. How are you doing today, Lucy? Yeah, I think the Silver Surfer. Yeah. I mean, if you feel that, yeah, the Hulk is literally, even if the Silver Surfer was, like, even if the Hulk is as strong as the Silver Surfer has, like, way too many extra abilities in order for, like, the Hulk to power through that. You know what I mean? All right, Balloon family. Attic. That's scary as hell. I mean, the ambiance of it. He doesn't. A Luckily, there was no sound with this jump scare. An intruder. Better shoot his ass. Module complete. If anything, unexpected. Understandable. All right, so, peep game. The next story time in the Subathon. Story time Subathon. Oh my God. All right, so type of 1 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you the story about when I caught my best friend dating a goat. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys, if you guys want the next story to be the worst date I ever went on. And I'll give you guys a tad bit of a cheat sheet to it. She was an abusive white woman. This time I went on a date with an abusive white woman. you guys are like, nah, tell us about the abusive white woman. Understandable. Yo, you saw the new Jurassic Park? It was good. Yo, that's what's up. Hey, W's in the chat for Jonathan the Gamer. Thanks for the super chat, 50 straight to the tip jar, brodies. Yo. I'm gonna check my DMs Nocturne once I'm done with the stream. You know what I mean? For real. I got you, bros. What's your name? What is your name on Discord? You know what I mean? What's your name on Discord? Is it Nocturne? Yeah. Understandable. That's what's up. Yeah. All right, so you guys are saying 2s. Mostly 2s. Women. Women. Let's see. That's what's up, Nocturne. Got you coming up fresh, brodies. That's what's up. All right, so anyway, with that being said, you know what I mean? You guys wanted to hear the story about, All right, guys, so what was number 1? What was the number 1 story that you guys picked? Because you guys, looks like most of you guys picked number 2. Yeah, what was number 2, guys? What was number 2? Yeah, women do need to stop putting their hands on men if they don't want them to hit them back. Understandable. Yup. For real. Yo, I appreciate the compliment, yo. Thanks, Brody. Appreciate the compliment, bro. Yo. Likewise. You feel surfer? Yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense. All right, so let's see. Ooh. I got you guys. Oh, okay. So we reached the first super chat milestone, and the story you guys want to hear for that first super chat milestone was my first time being stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, that was funny. All right, so what happened was this, right? So I was in foster care at the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of you guys might not know this, but when I was younger, I lived in a lot of different foster homes, right? So when I was growing up, one of the longest foster homes I was in, it was of this lady. It was of this lady named Miss Reed. You know what I'm saying? Now, Miss Reed, when I say she needed Jesus, she needed something. And I don't know if Jesus could help. You know what I'm saying? Because baby girl was going to church like 6 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Now, what was really funny about Miss Reed was she was a mean chick. Mean. So mean. And what was wild about Miss Reed was she wasn't attractive. Like, if you're gonna be mean, at least be attractive, ladies. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be the most bitingest and angriest and just meanest of females, at least hook us guys up with having a light and fun and entertaining personality, ladies. Don't be out here, you know what I'm saying, being super mean and be jacked up looking. You gotta pick a struggle. You know what I'm saying? Pick a struggle, ladies. Like, come on, you know? Now, with that being said, Miss Reed, her biggest issue in life was finding male genitalia. You know what I'm saying? Because even when she found it, no one would put up with her anger and her awful attitude in order to get to the cheeks issue, the cheeks part, right? The only dude that was able to make it, was like able to date her or whatever, was this dude who was like 85. You know what I'm saying? She had an 85-year-old boyfriend, and you know, he would come over and hang out with her. But every other dude would run for her would run, and every other dude would run for their life. Now, the problem with this was, if she had been nice, she could have got any dude she wanted. And for some reason, a lot of females tend to mess that up. They tend to think, oh, you know, if I'm just the meanest and most disagreeable female, then I'll get all the guys I like, right? When in all actuality, the only dudes you'll get are the dudes who have to deal with that in order to get females. The dudes that you really like, they gonna run for the hills. They gonna run for their lives, you know what I'm saying? Good Lord, you know, they hitchhike, catch a bus, do whatever they gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like strap themselves to a human-sized freaking, one of those, a drone or something, fly right out of that. You know what I'm saying? Get out of there. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? At one point, you know what I mean? Now, Miss Reed was in the church. You know what I mean? Miss Reed would go to church 6 times a week, and she would pray, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and that would all be well and good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, you know what I mean? I used to have, like, they used to force me to go to church a bunch. I used to go to a whole bunch of church, you know what I'm saying? But after being in there, and then Miss Reed would literally try to force us to catch the Holy Ghost. She would be like, you're not yelling and screaming. You're supposed to praise harder, goddamn. And, you know, I was like, I was legitimately like 8 years old at the time. I was like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what any of this is. You know what I'm saying? And so after church, if we wouldn't catch the Holy Ghost hard enough, she would beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would love to say that this was just like a regular whooping, right? But no, Miss Reed would get the paddles for our black asses for not catching the Holy Ghost hard enough. In all actuality, I think she was venting her sexual frustration off on us. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to see her, whenever Miss Reed was out the house, she would preach about how men wasn't shit. And they were losers, terrible people, didn't deserve anything good in life, nothing at all. But when we was inside, when she was inside the house, she would just keep talking about how much she wanted a man of her own. And you know what I mean? Like, she just couldn't find one. She didn't know why they didn't want her. And and the last thing you'd ever want to tell an angry black woman is the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the last thing ever. You know what I'm saying? If you care about your life, you know, you never want to, you know, like a angry black chick who's going through something, you never want to tell her the truth. You got to help her, you got to help her lie to herself. You know what I'm saying? Why don't any of these guys want me? And then I would have to say something like, I don't know. You are a beautiful, person. You know, you're great on the inside. You make great French toasts, you know, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? You have to lie to her. You know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat if you've ever lied to an angry female in order for her not to stab you. Type of two in the chat if, you know, you ain't never had to lie to no female just because she was angry. You know what I'm saying? I suggest you all, I suggest you learn to lie. Guys, you have to, it's a part of this thing we call dating. You know what I'm saying? You better learn. You know what I'm saying? You gonna learn today. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if you're a man and you don't know how to lie, you know what I'm saying, in order to keep her happy. Not lie so that, oh, you know, you could, you know, pull the wool from her, you know, in a bad way. You have to lie to keep her happy. Type of one in the chat if you understand that as a man you have to lie to women to keep them happy. Type of two in the chat if you tell all women the truth, no matter what it is, and it goes good. You tell them all, just all truth. You know what I'm saying? It worked great. You lied to her. And AJ says he lied to a woman in order to keep her from. Oh. Yeah, you don't feel remorse after that, man. That's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, man, you should never lie, even if it makes her feel better. You know what I'm saying? Never lie to women, even if it makes her feel better, guys. Always tell the truth. You know, it's a way better way of dating. You know? You know what I mean? And when the Jonathan Majors situation happens to you, because if you're out there telling them that stuff, then that'll probably happen. You know what I mean? Don't mention my name. I didn't have nothing to do with this. You know, I did everything I could. You know, now with that being said, you know, let me see, reading you guys' comments. Oh boy, I understand it, but no point in sugarcoating. Might as well rip off the bandage. Well, you know, you are going to have an interesting dates. You're going to have interesting dates, you know. Hey, look, make sure to come back and let me know whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to keep it real with you. You know, always telling females the truth is probably a good way to get yourself shaved. And you didn't ask her to shave you. You know, she'll try to shave places that, you know, you don't really, you know. Hey, Tanya, what's my birthday? What's my birthday, Tanya? Hey, what's up, Dirty Sock? Good Lord, man. That's your name? Yo, I'm not going to lie. Your name is actually pretty comedic. You know what I'm saying? June 15th. Close, but absolutely not. Tiha Durbo, 11th of September. Ah, not bad. I do not know. So, Tanya, don't tell me that you were expecting me to remember you by name basis and you don't know my birthday. Yeah. Man. Hey, what's up, Nico Vivas? You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, yeah, that's not that. You know, yeah. It's funny how that works. You know what I'm saying? Could you guys imagine that? Getting into an argument with somebody and they're like, you don't remember my birthday? You don't remember my birthday? Remember you out? You remember you don't remember my birthday? Hey, remember my birthday? Remember me? Remember? And then you're like, what's my birthday? What's my favorite color? And they're like, I don't know. Why would I know? Bruh, that's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I personally cannot believe that like Diddy is going free. I really can't. Now, with that being said, so while I was living with Miss Reed's house, at a certain point, her mom started babysitting us, right? And when I would go to get babysitted by Miss Reed's mom, whenever I would go over there, like it was always a ton of fun in that neighborhood. The funnest thing to do was to go over to the homie's house, play Super Nintendo. You feel me? So while we playing Super Nintendo, one day I'm playing Super Nintendo at the homie's house, and he gets mad because he loses, right? He starts losing, so he just starts breaking shit. He literally picks up his Super Nintendo and starts swinging it around by the damn RFB cords in the back. Because I beat him at his own video game on Super Nintendo. It was like a baseball video game, right? So he starts breaking his own shit. So at this point, he's screaming and yelling, I don't want no parts of this. Because I'm not about to be in here when his mom, who was also angry and ratchet, comes in here and sees that all this shit's broken. We both gonna get our asses whooped. That would have been my ass. So instead of having that happen, I skedaddled. I decided to get on the body. I absconded from the scene of the crime. You know what I'm saying? Now I get back home, which was literally like 5 houses down from that dude's house, and I'm chilling on the stoop. As I'm chilling on the stoop, I look down the street from the direction of the homie's house, who just broken all of his freaking video games, only to see that he was on his way to my house and he was surrounded by about 20 to 30 of his freaking family members. More than half of them were women. You know what I'm saying? Now, as they got closer, I noticed that not only is half the women holding knives, you know what I'm saying, but some of them gotten bricks. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised ain't none of them crazy females have pitchforks and torches out this motherfuckers. They was on their way just for some reason to whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? They get to my crib. You know what I mean? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, with that being said, they get to the crib. Thank you for the compliments, guys, and the well wishes. You know what I'm saying? They get down to the crib, and once they get to the crib, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm nowhere to be found. Now, in all of the fuss and whatnot and them getting to my crib, I had very secretly exploded out of my lawn chair that I was sitting out on the stoop and ran for my life into my house. You know what I'm saying? Which was Miss Reed's mom's house at the time. Now, when I get into her crib, I ran up into the living room and jumped into this cabinet that had a whole bunch of like, you know, bull crap and stuff inside of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to stuff myself up in there, right? So I closed the door. Now, unfortunately for me, Miss Reed, now I thought Miss Reed's mom stayed out there to diffuse the situation for me. I thought she was gonna have my back. I heard her talking. I didn't hear exactly what she was saying, but I figured it was going good because I didn't hear anybody get stabbed or shot. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, if any of you guys do super chat me through my tip jar, make sure to let me know by saying, check your tip jar off up in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Also, the second best way to super chat your boy is directly through the channel. You know what I'm saying? We gonna end the Storytime Subathon in about 42 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But if we reach the super chat milestone of 50 in super chat before the 42 minutes up, we gonna keep up with the BHD Storytime Subathon. You feels me? Now, with this being said, I decide, I'm just like, you know what? You know, I'm just gonna chill here. I'm just gonna chill in the closet. They ain't gonna never find any of us. You feel me? And that's when the cabinet door opened. You know what I'm saying? Slammed open, and all I felt was hands grasp around my ankles and drag me out of the cupboard, literally kicking and screaming. So I turn around and see who it is, expecting it to be the dude that had freaking, smashed his own Super Nintendo at his house and blamed it on me. I'm thinking it's one of them. Motherfucker, tell me why it's Miss Reed's mom. And I turn around, I see her. I'm like, what are you doing? You're on my side, bitch. Like, what? They got knives, yo. What are you? She's like, no, you gonna get the fuck out of my house and go handle this shit yourself. You don't be bringing this shit to my house. And I'm like, yo, I didn't do nothing. Yo, they have knives. What can I talk to them about if they have knives? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what do you say? What? These people didn't come here to talk. Who has a conversation with them and their family surrounding you with knives out and bricks? Nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Miss Reed's mom. I'm just like, yo, help me. Nigga. Help. Just a little bit. I'm not saying get out there and knife fight with me, but don't give them to me. Don't give me to them. Don't give me to them. Damn, bitch. So, you know what I'm saying? She don't listen to none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? She's just like, well, I'm a masculine black woman and I'm bitter and I don't get no man neither. So I know what you ain't gonna bring is that blah, 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 blah. All that shit, right? She dragged me out the house, literally throws me off the porch into the awaiting crowd of knife-wielding a-holes that for some reason I just swore to God that I came to their son's crib and I just like broke all of their Super Nintendo shit. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about angry mobs of people, but if like they don't want to talk, there's no negotiating with a group of people, especially if they're his group of people. You feel me? So with that being said, I get to my crib. You know what I'm saying? No, I did not. I got back later, luckily enough. So this big group of freaking knife-wielding a-holes, they literally mosh pit me across the street. I'm talking like on their hands. They mosh pit me across. It's like they were half celebrating. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a big group of like 25 people have all went out hunting together and they caught what they was after. You know what I'm saying? And they had marinara sauce and ranch and honey mustard, all with all the fixings, and they was grilling the night. You know what I'm saying? That's how they acted when they were freaking mosh pitting me across the street. Yeah, yeah. When we get across the street into this big dirt lot, motherfuckers throw me face first into the freaking dirt lot. You know what I'm saying? I land face first, eating dirt and shit. I'm like, motherfucker. I get up, and who's there in the middle of the freaking circle with me but the dude that had lied and told his family that I broke his shit so he wouldn't get in trouble, right? You would think zero accountability had been invented within like the last 2 to 6 years, like, you know what I mean, based on the fact of how many people use it nowadays. But no, it's actually been here for a long time. If a motherfucker can convince people that you did it, then, you know, in his mind, in his heart of hearts, he thinks that no one will ever know that I was the one that did it. Yeah. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I get up and I ask the dude, I'm like, yo, what's going on? And one of the people from the crowd yell out, you smashed all his shit in his room. And I'm like, no, I didn't. This is like the easiest argument to win. I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Admit it. And I'm like, but I didn't. I didn't do it. How am I going to admit to something I didn't do it? I was there. And I look at the dude and I'm like, yo, let's say his name was Bob. Let's say his name was Jonathan. No, let's say his name was, yeah, you know what I mean, Raphael. You know what I'm saying? So I look at Raphael. I'm like, yo, Raphael, tell him. Tell them you were there. I didn't break any of your stuff. You did. And he was like, nah. You did it. It was you. And I'm like, yo, that's not okay. And then the people in the audience are like, yeah, we knew it was. Yeah, we got him. And then they hold up their pitchforks and their freaking torches and shit. It was actually just knives and bricks, but we're gonna say pitchforks and torches. They hide up their pitchforks and torches, aka knives and bricks, and they're like, "Yeah, we got it!" And they all encroach on me and start to whooping my ass. Like one person kicks me over from the back. I fall face first on the ground, and these niggas just start river dancing on my back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like covering my face up. They start stomping me out from the back and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this shit sounded like a freaking Shakira concert. Like it was that loud. Just, yeah. So then, as they're all whooping my ass, you know what I'm saying? Luckily enough, my freaking, my foster uncle, you know what I'm saying? His name was Pee-wee, literally. Literally, his name was Pee-wee. It's, yeah, it's bad. I shouldn't, he would, Pee-wee had a knack for telling me really inappropriate stories, but never being weird enough to like, you know, try to get hugs from me or no weird shit like that. He would tell me these stories, man, and I'm not gonna repeat them because they're pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? If we reach the next super chat milestone, I'll tell you guys the story I'm talking about. And it's I'm gonna keep it real with you though. It's not safe for work. So you know what I mean? Better not bring your kids. You know what I'm saying? Story's fucked up. Make them PG. I can make it PG. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can make it PG. I'll call snoo, making bacon or stirring the kettle. You know what I'm saying? Mixing the bacon or something. Call it the beast with two backs. I don't know what you call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know about that. Wouldn't call it that. As per you know. But anyway, so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Skirting over Pee-wee's story, you know what I'm saying? Type of one in the chat if once we reach the super chat milestone. Yo, you gotta win? What were you playing? What are you playing? What are you playing, bros? You playing Fortnite. Are you playing Fortnite? I didn't know you were off of work today. I thought you were at work. Hey, W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer, man. You just gotta win, bros. Hey, what's up, Centura? Yo, W's in the chat for the mod squad, man. Appreciate you guys for all you guys' hard work. Oh, that's good. That felt real good. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm wondering what I should go eat. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine. You heard the crack? I know. Those feel good. Type of one in the chat if you heard the crack. It was my finger. Type of two in the chat if you did not hear the crack. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? They jumping the shit out of you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Stomping a mud hole in the back of me. And all I hear is somebody yell out, "Hey, get up off of him! Get up off of him! There's 21 of y'all! You know what I mean? Y'all are adults! What are y'all doing?" You know what I mean? And lo and behold, everyone stops whooping my ass. We look up and it's Pee-wee. You know what I'm saying? It's my Uncle Pee-wee, right? My foster uncle. And, you know, he's a big dude, so everyone's listening to him. You know what I'm saying? So he runs off, jumps into the crowd of people, you know what I'm saying? Starts ripping people off of me and shit. And when he gets everybody off of me, he gives them another speech. Yo! This kid's fucking 12! Fuck are y'all doing right now, yo? Y'all are adults. You know what I mean? If him and the other dude got an issue, let them fight it out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? What adults should not be jumping. Y'all got knives and bricks, nigga. What was the plan? Prison? So let them fight it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they got issues, let them fight it out. They're both 12. Let them fight it out. So a huge fight circle opens up, right? Everybody takes their sides. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately for me, the only one that was on my side was Pee-wee. Everyone else was team a-hole, team piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Freaking lying douchebag. So, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Me and him, we get in the middle and we square up. You know what I'm saying? And I'd already been tenderized a bit. I'd already been beaten up, lumped up a little bit already. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, people was like, appreciate the compliment, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure people was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like our our kid is gonna win. They thought that their kid that they thought their nephew was gonna win. I don't know why they thought he was gonna win, but they thought he was gonna win, right? I was a little skinny dude, man. I was super skinny, right? So, you know what I mean? Me and the dude, we start walking close to each other and stuff. I take my fighting stance, and at this time, this is my fighting stance. I'm walking him down and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I'm in foster care. I'd already been used to getting in fights, you know what I'm saying? So I'm walking him down, and homie, and when I get like this close to him, homie, he stops me. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's be friends. Let's be cool. We just be friends, and there's no reason for, you know, any of this to be violent. Let's just be friends. And I'm like, oh, well, that works too. You gonna tell the people that I'm not the one that smashed all your stuff up and whatnot? Because that's the only way we can be friends, is if you tell the people the truth of what really happened, right? And he was like, yeah, 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 I got you, man. I got you. So I reach out, grab his hand, you know what I'm saying? We shake it, and then he does this, right? Locks it in, which is a very normal thing for black people to do when, you know, during camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So when he does this, he pulls me in. And when he pulls me in, he reaches up under me with his other hand, right? He comes from up under me with his other hand and stabs the shit out of me in my kidney. Fat. You know what I'm saying? He only got me like once or twice. Fat. Like a real quick shanking, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know, when I got stabbed, I jumped back. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I reached down. I'm like, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he had taken 3 steps back too. And he had his knife out and shit. And he's like, yeah, what? What now? Yeah, what? Like he's gonna stab me again. So I reached down and I see the amount of damage that him stabbing me did. And it wasn't a lot. It was like, it wasn't even gonna need stitches. Like, but I had a little bit of blood in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, you stabbed me? Like, you like what would y'all do if you had tried to make friendship with someone, you know what I'm saying, who had lied about everything, done a whole bunch of terrible bullshit? You know what I'm saying? What would y'all do if that person stabbed you at the one point where you tried to trust them? You know what I'm saying? Would you, let bygones be bygones? You've been stabbed, but it wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Walk it off. Or would you B, show this motherfucker the power of 16 feet? You know what I'm saying? Put all of them in the back of him. You know what I mean? Pull, you know what I mean? Put your foot in the back of him and then pull up both the sides of the back of him and start stepping harder. Start stomping, river dancing even if you need to. Just get the whole foot in the back of his ass. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of you guys put B. You know what I'm saying? If this was 1s and 2s, it'd be 2. It's B's. All B's. T said B. I got loaded, said B. Tone said B. You know what I'm saying? 1X Roosh says definitely not A. You know what I'm saying? Squish says B. Young Wayne, the sauce plane, says B. It's a pretty good name. You know what I mean? Goon says B. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, since we've all collectively understood that we'd obviously have to beat them. You know what I'm saying? It'd be our only recourse at this point. You know what I mean? I'm like, motherfucker, what? Like, you stabbed me? And now you gonna think, so you just think it's good. So I'm just like, motherfucker, what? So I start walking him down. And this nigga, when I start walking on, he's like, and he throws the knife. He throws the knife, and then he puts his hands up. Oh, I'm sorry. And then he says sorry. I've already been stabbed. You know what I'm saying? This ain't red light, green light, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You stab somebody, that is a decision. Stabbing somebody is an executive decision, chat. It's an executive decision. Don't do it unless you really standing on business. You know what I'm saying? And I would have to say, you would have to stand on multiple businesses to stab a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I am in a movie or two. You know what I'm saying? I was in like Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But being a movie person was not really the thing that I was going for. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Huh? Huh? Hold up. But yo, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys for the compliments. Hold up. Reading some of you guys' emails. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I walk this motherfucker down, you know what I'm saying? And I give him the business. The Nano. The fisticuffs. The feet. Power of 16 feet. So I walk up on this motherfucker. I'm like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Because then he gonna have the nerve to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He throws the knife and puts his hands up. I'm like, bitch. I walk up on him and punch this nigga right in the ribs. Bah! He's like, bah! Like he doubles over and releases all the air he had, you know, and he just starts, so now I hit this nigga in the face. Bah! It's like gangbusters, bitch. See, when I hit him in the face, he falls on the ground. He's like, bah! He falls on the ground and shit, and he immediately curls over. He curls up into what I like to call either turtle shell and or black people roly-poly in ism. So he rolls over and roly-polies into this shit, right? So I can't, hit his hit his face, which is where he didn't want to get kicked in the face. So I start kicking this nigga in his ribs. You know what I'm saying? You mother piece of shit. I kick this nigga in his ribs. And he's just letting out all these really, really like therapeutic sounds for me. You know what I mean? Because when someone stabbed you and then they want to play the victim or be like, oh my God, please don't hurt me. That shit's out the window. Don't stab people's people. You know what I'm saying? If you lose the fight after you stab a motherfucker, you gonna get 16 times the ass whooping. 16 feet worth of ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? So I start putting feet inside a homie. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm putting feet inside a homie, W's in the chat to the mod squad. Appreciate you, Jonathan the Gamer. Appreciate you, my guy. Yo, hey, Jonathan the Gamer, are you currently playing Fortnite? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we got 22 minutes of this Storytime Subathon, you know what I'm saying, so far. You know what I mean? If we reach the Subathon milestone, which is 50 in Super Chat, you know what I'm saying, then we will immediately add another hour of BHD story times, you know what I'm saying? And, they be either violent or crazy or about a relationship. Weirdly enough, luckily enough, honestly, a lot of my dating situations don't go violent. Like, none of my dating situations go violent. I have females come over and they try to do all types of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? There's one chick, she's just skydove off the bed and, like, knocked over a whole thing, a big canister of orange juice. And then after that, my friends, they asked me, like, when the girl had left, they asked me, like, yo, you didn't hit her, did you? And I'm like, no. You could ask her if you like. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'd rather drop her. I'd rather dump a girl, you know what I'm saying, and then just replace her than get to a place where I feel like I got to hit her in order to get her to listen. You know what I'm saying? Because, if that's the case, that's the game they'll play. Yeah. Ugh. But, yo, how he stabbed, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, he stabbed me. He like shanked me. So it wasn't a stab like this. It was a shank. You know what I mean? When I grabbed his hand and he pulled me in, he came around with his other hand and pulled one of these shits into my ribs. One of them. Real prison-esque. Real prison style. You know what I'm saying? So when he shanked me, it didn't really do enough damage, to get me to not be willing to keep fighting. So, you know what I mean? I was just pissed. And then he had the nerve to throw the knife? Like, and then apologize? Type of one in the chat, if somebody stabs you and then they apologize, you be like, you let them off. Be like, oh, okay, that's cool. You stabbed me. You apologize. I understand. Type of two in the chat, if someone stabs you and then they apologize, you whoop his monkey ass. You put all your feet into him. Yeah, can we see the scar? I'm not really into taking my shirt off in front of on stream, you know. Yeah, you know I'm saying that's a super chat request. Look, top of 1 in the chat if once we reach top of 4 in the chat if once we reach the super chat milestone, you guys want me to show you guys the scar. You know what I'm saying, of where I got stabbed at. Top of 2 in the chat if once we reach the super chat milestone, you guys want me to tell you guys another crazy violent story. You know, of yeah. You know. I can only imagine what I said number 2 was. That's what's up, the Orca. All right, you guys, type of what was number 2, T? T, tell me which one number 2 was. Matter of fact, Jonathan the Gamer, which one was number 2? Hey, Jonathan the Gamer, which one was number 2? 2 was this crazy story. How much to see the star? How much to see the scar? Understandable. If you guys send the 50 in super chat, you know what I'm saying, which is a subathon milestone, which will give us another hour of storytelling. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you the scar, but it have to be independent from the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Directly to the tip jar. All right, so let me check my tip jar, actually. My bad if you guys have sent things through and I didn't see them. W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. All right, y'all. Oh, let me see. Yeah. Hey, W's in the chat to the mod squad. You feel me? W's in the chat. Oh, he apologized, but we still put feet in him. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So, he now, at this point, he's roly-polied up, you know, on the floor. You know what I mean? And I went from kicking him, and I've gone to laying in the homie's ribs. Bah! 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 So, I'm just, you know what I mean? Homie is on the ground crying, screaming, bloody murder. He's just screaming. And it was so, his screams were so satisfying though, because I'd already been stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why dudes shouldn't stab people. Because if that person does just so happen to whoop that guy's ass, there ain't no reason for him to stop. You just go full Monty. You go everything. You go full, you see all red. You just, you know what I'm saying? It's screams of help that usually make you want to stop and be like, oh man. Because like when I'm fighting a regular person that hasn't stabbed me, you know what I'm saying? If I start to win the fight, I start to feel bad when they start to scream for help. You know what I'm saying? When someone starts, when you hit someone and they make that blood curdling, like, you know what I mean? And they start coughing up blood, like, you know what I mean? Normally that's not satisfying. But if a person has done enough horrible, terrible things to you, like stabbed you, or like one of Rashad Banks robbed my house at gunpoint and nearly got my family members murdered, that sound is satisfying. It's like listening to therapeutic Playboy Cardi turn-up music. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I swear, I'm going to let y'all listen. I'm gonna put on some of the music that I hear in my brain when a person deserves this type of feet kicking. You know what I'm saying? Playboy Cardi, 2 hours. Like, it's so therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? That's only kind of therapeutic. It's like, yeah, it is the music. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You hear beautiful things when the person stabbed you. Don't stab people. You know what I mean? Pulling a knife on somebody is an executive decision. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. Same thing with guns. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree with a dude, if 2 dudes disagree and they just beat each other up and, you know what I mean, just kick the crap out of each other with no weapons, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? So I'm laying in the homie's ribs and he's screaming like he is coughing up blood. And it's great. It's real, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all the sounds I wanted to hear. And then it's at that point that I got kicked in the back, like from the back of me. I was like, what the fuck? So I turned around and it was my girlfriend at the time, right? It was a girl I was dating. Somehow I had forgotten that this was her little brother. Shit. How did I do that? I don't. Damn. 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 I'm sitting here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And she looks pissed. She is mad, bro. She's so mad at me, bro. She's standing there. She's like, that's my little brother. And I'm like, I understand that. Because I can't, you know what I mean? Even though he deserved everything he got, I can't fight no female. I'm not about to beat up no female. You know what I'm saying? And if I remembered that this was, okay, so yeah, I still would have beat him up. He stabbed me. Yeah, I'm saying. But all the anger left my body once I saw my girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, never got to cuddle with her. Nothing ever went physical, you know, unfortunately for me. But I still liked her, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just like, yo, I went from, you know, like, sawing this guy's liver in half with my fist knuckles to, you know, to, like, pleading, like, telling the girl, like, yo, look, I wasn't saying, like, please don't leave me. I didn't say none of that. What I said to her was, look, I understand why you're mad, but he stabbed me. Look. I'm already stabbed. He stabbed me and lied on me first. You know what I'm saying? You understand, right? And right when I said that, she ran forward and punched me in my face. And when she punched me in my face, I fell over because I wasn't willing to defend myself against a female. I know. Quality just don't work as good as they say it should. So, you know what I'm saying? I fall over, and when I fall over on the ground, I wasn't expecting this because it's like my first time really getting jumped. This is my first time being jumped by a crowd of over 25 people. You know what I'm saying? I've been jumped many of times, ton of times. You know what I'm saying? Luckily enough for me, you know what I'm saying? Like when you get jumped, it makes you a better fighter because it makes your reflexes way better. Your body is like, yo, we gotta be good at it because like 16 people are probably gonna come after us when they come after us. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, they ascended upon me like the hyenas. They ascended upon me like the FBI on Diddy after he hit Cassie. You know, unfortunately, Diddy was so slippery because of the oils, because of his own oil activities. They couldn't even keep a grasp on him. Even the FBI couldn't keep a hold on him. He was so slippery. But yeah, so, you know, then the whole crowd ascends upon me, you know, like, I'm not going to make that joke, but they ascended upon me, just start stomping the crap out of me again, you know what I'm saying? And then Pee-wee, because he's still in there, he grabs one of the freaking angry chicks off of me and, like, throws her and then yells, hey, get up off of him. Yo, I said, what the fuck? Hey, he couldn't even get the rest of that out. He didn't even get the rest of his words out because the smallest female, which was the one with the brick, it was this like chick who was like 5'1", and she was the one with the real big brick, right? She throws that hoe, and I see her do it. She's just like, ah! She throws the brick, and it lands squarely into Uncle Pee-wee's eye. You know what I'm saying? And it's at that point because he screamed out bloody murder when he lost his eye. And then that's when my foster mother's mother, you know, Mrs. Reed, then she screams out, oh no, don't you touch my baby. Then she runs off the porch because her son, you know, who was like, you know, he was my uncle, his foster uncle, her son was the one that needed to be protected and not the 12-year-old child that she had been given custody, that her daughter had been given custody of. You know, he was the one that, and it made sense, you know. So, when that happened, you know, then they called the police, everyone scattered, you know, and that was the end of that, for the most part. You know, that was my first time getting stabbed. You know what I'm saying? I had a great time, you know, learned a whole bunch. Because the beautiful thing about getting into, now, some people may think like, oh, you've been through crazy situations. Haven't you been traumatized? Well, in all actuality, you know, I watch a lot of anime. I think that's more than likely what it is. Anime has taught me two things. You know what I'm saying? Learned this one from Kenichi, the strongest disciple. One, you want to have a really crazy life when you're young, right? That way, when you get older and crazy shit continues to happen, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm saying crazy stuff has had its volume knob turned down on me. Yeah, I'm saying I don't, you know what I mean? Like the other night, you know, I saved this chick from getting beaten up by this big Caucasian dude. We was at Stoney's out here in Las Vegas at Town Square. You know what I'm saying? We were at Tony's out here. We were at Stoney's out here by Town Square, at Town Square. And this dude, he freaking, you know, he starts arguing with this chick and he starts like yelling at her, you know, because she won't stop arguing back with him. Well, type of 1 in the chat if arguing with a woman makes her shut up. Type of 2 in the chat if arguing with a woman makes her argue with you louder and more. You know, it don't make a woman stop. Like, from my own experience, that's why I be telling y'all, arguing with females is fruitless, bro. If she tripping, send her home. You know what I'm saying? Send her home. You know what I'm saying? Let her go and yell and scream at other people and all that whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But you keep yourself up out of it. You know what I mean? Like, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Do not argue and yell and scream and bicker back and forth with females. If baby girl is acting really, really out of pocket, then, you know, take a week off of her. Take 2 weeks off of her if you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't live together. So if she ever act up, she can go and you get 2 weeks off of her. You know what I'm saying? Moving a female into your crib, you can't take no breaks. You can't take no breaks. You know what I mean? You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you ever want to really, you know what I mean? Like, have a good time, or you ever want to do things that only you enjoy to do, like the video games you like to play. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to hear it. Like, she's going to be making sucking noises behind you, and not even the good kind. She's going to be walking past you. Ugh. There you go with those video games again. Ugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type of 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of females make those type of sound effects around you, and when you living with her. Oh, here goes this video games again. Oh, man, I wish you're childish for doing that. Oh, can you watch anime? Jeez, I thought I left my kids at home. Like, yeah. Oh my goodness. Type of 1 in the chat if you've ever lived with a female and heard her make those sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Type of 2 in the chat if you've never had a female make those sound effects at you before. How many times have I been stabbed? About 9. You know what I'm saying? Once in the ribs and 8 times in the head. You know what I mean? Right here. You see that dent that looks like it's out of place? It's not on the other side. That's because that's where I was stabbed 8 times. Eek, 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 eek. Like, you know what I'm saying? Damn. You know what I'm saying? But yo, all right, so, yeah. But I didn't suffer any damage from it. You know, the skull is surprisingly good at keeping things out of your brain that you don't want in there. You know what I'm saying? I got like soft tissue damage, I would call. Because the reason why it was soft tissue damage was because when he was stabbing me, I was blocking it. And at the time, I instinctually blocked like this. And I had no idea at the time. Like later on in life, when I got into martial arts, I got into training Tibetan Lama very heavy. I learned that this is the strongest block, pretty much, out of anything you can do with your hand. Like you can't press this in. You know what I mean? And if someone is using this to try to stab you, which is what they were doing, you know what I mean? You can't move it. It is impossible. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea that was a thing. What's really funny is, if you take this same block and you move it like here or something like here, you can move that. They can move it. But if it's here, they can't move it. You know, and I learned that in training Tibetan Lama. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that before then, but I'm holding this block up and they're stabbing me in the top of my head, right? But because they can only get here, they can't you know, like they can't push this hand in, you know, because of the angle I was blocking from. The knife, which was, let's say, yeah, the knife, you know what I mean? They could only get it like, you know what I mean? It could only go so far to get into my head. So, you know, it was like eek, 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 eek. And it only got in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it was enough to still leave a little battle wound. You feel me? I enjoy my battle wounds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk. But, so anyway, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, yeah, crap happens. You know what I'm saying? BlastphamousHD. That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh. All right, so anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. All right, so type of one in the chat if you guys want me to tell you guys a story of when I got stabbed 8 times in the skull. You know what I'm saying? Once we reach the super chat milestone, which the Subathon milestone, which is in 6 minutes. Oh boy. Type of 2 in the chat if you guys still want me to tell you guys the other regular violent story that I was going to tell you guys once we reach the super chat milestone. Can I say my intro? That's a super chat request. 5 in super chat, and I'll say my intro. Yeah, that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, T-Star? You say you ran into me at the student union in UNLV like a year ago and some change. Ah, that's cool. Yo, that's what's up, man. Shoot. I can only imagine what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? What club are you? Are you in like the anime club or are you in the are you in any of the clubs or anything up at UNLV? You're in the frat. That's what's up, T-Star. That's what's up. Yo, so you're in a frat. Oh, that's cool that you're in a frat, man. I can only imagine what frat you up in. You in on the mugs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine if some of you frat guys be trying to like make videos and learn how to make videos or learn to do YouTube or learn to live stream and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's what's up. Thanks for the compliment, Vegeta. Hi, Wilson. Remember dude who pressed me? I do remember the dude who pressed me. Yeah, I remember the dude who pressed me. Angel was. Oh, oh! I thought you were telling me a different story. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, guys, he's talking about Minnesota boy. Angel's talking about Minnesota boy, guys. Hey guys, type of 1 in the chat if Minnesota boy had me super scared of him. You know, and he saw me and he pressed me and made me super scared. Type of 2 in the chat if I saw him, called for him to come to me, and he tried to act like we were friends. And then he ran, and then he tried to follow me around and talk smack on camera. And then when that didn't go good, you know, so Yeah, you know. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys saw him do this and tell me to hit him. Because, you know, he didn't want to fight. Hit me, yeah, hit me. And I'm like, why would you? Okay, so you're gonna not fight. You're gonna cry when I hit you, and then you're gonna sue me, like Kai Cenat's being sued now. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm not willing to get sued yet. I don't want to get sued for a guy who's just gonna cry when I fight him back. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. Oh, look, it's Minnesota boy. He's in the chat. Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah, but since we know how much of a loser he is, we're just going to, yeah, there's no point even talking to him. Minnesota boy has to be, he's literally the biggest coward I've ever met in my life. I'm not going to lie. Like, we were supposed to fight 3 separate times, and every single time we were supposed to fight, he cried and ran. Every single time I saw him, and every time I saw him, he tried to act like we were friends and that he never said the stuff that he said before. To which case I was like, all right, well, you know, what's up? And he was like, wait, no, listen, no, man, we're friends. We're friends now. And I was like, no, I need that same energy. I need that same energy. But yeah, it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is literally he's one of the saddest. He's one of the most pitiful humans I've ever met in my life. It's really sad. And he went and made a different account and is on my gaming channel now. And he's probably gonna come over here to try to convince people that he's not a bitch. In which case, anyone who saw the video or know what actually happened or just saw the video, because I recorded everything, you know, like, they know what happened. Like, so my first time, you know, Minnesota boy being a complete female. Oh crap. Well, we're at the subathon time, guys. Crud. Huh? Yo. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it was really, yeah, it was pretty pitiful, Ryan. Really hilarious. You know what I mean? Poor thing. It was really funny too, because he's really muscular. So I thought that he would like actually fight like he said he was gonna. But then we gotta take into account that he does wear a thong. He wears man panties. You know, so that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Completely understandable. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Peter Pan? Yeah, it was really funny, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude, he said we were gonna fight online or whatever. He was tweeting at me. He's like, yo, you know, I'm gonna whoop you, I'm gonna do all this. And I was like, all right, cool. We could just meet up. Let's meet up at the next VidCon. And we could go off in the corner or like an alley or something, and we could have our little scrap. It could be private, or we could film it, either which way. You know what I mean? And then it'll just be cool. He's like, oh yeah, let's do that. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, he keeps talking crap the entire time up until we meet up at VidCon. I don't say anything because I'm going to let him rile himself up. And then when he gets there and because everyone talks shit until they get punched in the face. Everyone's going to talk shit. It's human nature, right? So I'm thinking that he's just going to talk a bunch of smack. And then when he shows up, he's not going to do nothing, right? Unfortunately for me, he's a very, very smart troll. Even though he's a coward in all way and shapes and forms, you know, he's a good troll. He's good at what he does. That's why I say there's no point in arguing with trolls, because they'll just drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. You think a troll doesn't understand what they're doing. They know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm just gonna lie and yell and scream and lie as hard as possible. And then at some point, he's gonna get mad at the lie, and then he's gonna get mad, and then we get a freak out. Woo, yeah. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm saying he after he you know what I mean, like, you know, we agree, you know, I show up and then I tweet him like, yo, where you at? This is the time, I'm here. I'm at VidCon. I'm at the place we said we was gonna meet up. And then he tweets out, he hangs up on me, and then he tweets out and says, "Oh, I got you. I trolled you. Woo! You troll guy. I trolled you. Oh, you thought I was gonna show up. Oh, I trolled you." And so I tell him, I'm like, bro, I tweeted him. I'm like, bro, you gonna celebrate that you're a coward? Like, that's cool. You know, cowards deserve to celebrate too. But like, is this really what you're gonna celebrate? Like, this is the flimsiest, lamest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know, he just keeps celebrating or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, he's gonna do like when someone beats you in Fortnite, just woo, W's in the mod squad, bros. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. W's in the mod squad. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Yo, oh man, that's sad, Chance. What do you need to go to? What are you going to rehab for? Hey, everyone, send healing energy to Chance. He is on. He's on hard, whatever hard substances. What is it? Is it pills, Chance? It's probably pills. More than likely booger sugar. Poor Chance. Probably meth. You know what I'm saying? This chick that I was really good friends with. You know what I'm saying? Like a long minute ago, like a long time ago, back in the day, it turns out she had gotten into meth and I had no idea. Homie literally asked me, she asked me to like lend her $300. And I showed up to the parking lot, gave her the $300. I get into her car, gave her the $300. She's wearing sunglasses, which is a telltale sign, right? If someone that doesn't wear sunglasses and is usually vibrant and upbeat, they start wearing sunglasses around you and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're not portraying a freaking personality on YouTube to crack jokes with people and whatnot. I don't know if it's meth, but they might be on something. Because baby girl's got her sunglasses on, and she asked me, she's like, "Yo, can you, I got can I give you mouth stuff, right?" And I was like, and I had already given her the $300, and she wanted to give me something else for the $300. I'm like, no. This is just to help you and your babies. Because she said, "Oh, I'm about to lose my kids if I don't get this $300, right?" So I gave her the $300 to help her get her kids from CPS, because she said someone called CPS on her, and she needed $300 to give them the money, and it was super duper urgent, but she needed it now, directly at this moment, and there was no waiting, absolutely no waiting to be done. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to all of you guys that are super chatting. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to all of my mod squad. Appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? You like the shirt? That's what's up. All right, so this is going to be the last story. We're at 2 hours and 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the last story I tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? For the subathon and whatnot. All right, so peep game. So, after I give the girl the $300 to save her kids from CPS, she looks at me and she's like, "Okay, can I give you can we do homeless, like meth people stuff?" You know what I mean? And meth people stuff can be anything. You know what I'm saying? She can either, go down to the 7-Eleven and steal some bologna meat and bread to make y'all sandwiches, because that's what meth heads usually eat. Or she can, you could drink out of a lake with her. You know what I'm saying? And everything in between. She was offering us the in-between. Now, with that being said, I'm just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I appreciate the compliment. Really do. But I literally I gave you the money to save your kids. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it wasn't really, the vibes weren't vibing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really with the, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I appreciate the compliment, Latrice. You know what I'm saying? You got good taste. Liliana, Swink, yo, thank you for the compliment. Yeah. I like that you love my shirt. Yo, Ruiz, what is the best band instrument? I would say a jazz flute. You know what I'm saying? Yo. New girlfriend's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I told the story before. You know what I'm saying? I told the story before, like in the beginning. But, you know what I'm saying? This is a Subathon milestone. This is a Subathon. So I would tell the story again, but we're out of time, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Latrice. Yeah, we're out of time, unfortunately. All right, so I'm gonna finish this last story. Then we're gonna roll out. Well, I'm gonna roll out. But I shall be back to do another BHD Storytime Subathon. You feel me? Now, with that being said, if you guys do want to super chat to your boy, the easiest way is directly through my tip jar. You know what I'm saying? It's the link that's pinned in the comment section, either up and or so below in the comment section. Second best way is directly through the channel. Third best way is through my Cash Apps. Let me know if you guys want to send something through my Cash Apps. I'll let you guys know where that mug is. How much was the chain? This was a gift. You know what I mean? These two chains were gifts. Yeah. Hey, appreciate you, Tyrese, man. You know what I mean? Blast, why do women lie a lot? What's your thought, brother? Nikado is because it works. Simple. Doesn't get simpler than that. Lying really works when you're a chick. It really works. It works like gangbusters. 98% of the time, that shit works every time. You know why? Because everybody believes everything a chick says. So with that being said, why not? You know what I mean? You mean to tell me if I tell this guy that he should spend $1 million on me, he'll do it? I'd do it too. If I had vagina parts, you know, it's completely understandable. I don't get mad at females for lying. I just don't believe most of anything they tell me. So that I don't fall victim to the lies. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, man, the lies work. You know what I'm saying? Because if she'd have hit me up and told me, BlastphamousHD, can I borrow $300? Can I have $300, please? And I'd have been like, oh, man, I got you, man. What you need $305 for? Well, I know this guy that has some really, really top shelf meth, but I've already borrowed and stolen so much from everyone else that no one really like loans me any money. So, now, you know what I'm saying? If he tells me the truth, then if she told me the truth, I'm not giving $300. I'm not giving her $300 for meth. But since she lied and told me it's for her kids, who's not gonna believe that gaslight? You know what I'm saying? It was smart. Hands down. Yo, appreciate you for the compliment, brodies. Yo, with that being said, if you guys have any questions about women, you know what I'm saying, about females, you guys are going through a dating situation that you need answers on, if you super chat me the question, I will 1,000,000% tell you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll give you advice based on the question you'd ask. Don't tell me what's going on. Just ask me how to get over this or how to deal with this. Or, you know, oh man, I've been trying to hang out with this girl for like 7 weeks and she never comes out she will never come over my house. You know what I'm saying? Like how to, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Or, oh man, my wife has been treating me like shit and we don't ever talk. And there's no passion or no talking or conversation. How do I fix that? You know what I mean? Like, ask me that question. I know how to fix that. You know what I'm saying? It's actually quite simple. And it's really going to piss dudes off once they figure out how to get women to like them again. You know what I mean? But with that being said, if you're in a situation where she does not respect you at all, and you know that, then, you know, you're going to have to just get up out of that. Cut your losses, run for your life. You know what I mean? Do what Jonathan Majors should have did and run fast. Because Jonathan Major was not quick enough. That white woman was fucking his shit up. Oh, man. I can tell you what Jonathan Majors did wrong. More than likely. One very, very close to... I might be. I don't know. You never know. I could be wrong. Could be right. But... You know what I mean? If you let a chick hit you and you don't shame her in the right way for trying to be physically violent towards you, then she'll make it a habit and use it whenever you start to win an argument. She'll just become violent and whoop your ass physically and then call the police on you and then lie and tell everyone you did it, which is what happened to Jonathan Majors. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Majors didn't stand on business when he was with his girl. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on business. You know what I mean? But yeah, or there's another thing you could do. If a female ever puts her hands on you, you're supposed to dump her and then wait for her to hit you up. And then when she hits you up, charge her $30. You know what I'm saying? I've charged far more, but you charge about $30, $40. It don't matter. Hey, in order for me to take you back, you use, oh boy. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Matthew Madrano. You said manipulation. You say you see now. Just kidding. What manipulation, Matthew? Not getting beaten by your significant other is manipulation? Learning how not to get into physical altercations with your woman is manipulation? Hey guys, type of 1 in the chat if learning to not go to jail or yell at a woman or hit her or beat her is manipulation. Type of 2 in the chat if learning not to go to jail for, domestic violence, which women always want to hit us, type of 2 in the chat if learning how not to be accused of stuff you don't do or get beaten up by women or any of that stuff is wrong and it's manipulation and you should go to jail because I can't believe you because you're a man and not getting beaten is wrong. Yep. Type of 2 in the chat if you should just be beaten. You should just let yourself be beaten. Yo, have Demon Ant-Man. W's in the chat to have Demon Ant-Man. Yo, you ever just trip in front of a very attractive woman? I did. And I've never told you guys this story. Oh my God, yeah. I messed it up real bad. Full face plant, eat shit, and then stand up and realize your nose is bleeding? Yes, I did. I did worse. I did way worse. I fucked it up in front of the baddest female, bro. She was bad. Yeah, it's clearly sexism and discrimination, not getting domestic violence against a woman or getting argued into a place whereas to, you're forced to eat poop as a man in your own house where you pay all the bills at. About how to get a girl to like you is not abuse. Knowing how to get a girl to like you is not abuse. Well, I mean, that's what you were trying to say. I guess you, yeah, oh boy. Yo, W's in the chat to have, man. W's in the chat to have Demon Ant-Man, bros. Yo, have Demon Ant-Man. I can only imagine what you've been up to for 4th of July, bros. Like, yo, hope you had a good 4th of July, bro. Hope you guys all had a productive day, you feel me? On God. You know what I'm saying? All right, so with that being said, you know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. With that being said, the female kept like trying to yell at me to get me to give her more money. And I was just like, yo, like, what the hell is going on? And she was just like, yeah, you know, I'm telling you, the CPS has got my kids and you got to give me more money. She sounded like one of those drug addicts off of South Park, bro. She sounded like Cartman on drugs in South Park. She just started freaking out. Give me the money. You got to give me the money. And luckily enough, she didn't do this to me in person. You know what I'm saying? She did this to me when I had already left the spot. I gave her the money, did not get the blowback, and left the spot. You know what I'm saying? She called me up the next morning. Bitch gonna call me first thing in the morning, talking about the CPS are here. They're here to get my kids. I need another $450 right now. If you don't give it to me, I'm losing all my kids. All my kids are gonna be gone. Yo, so look, if we reach the next 50 in Super Chat, which is the Subathon milestone, once we reach the next 50 in Super Chat, I'll tell you guys the story of the most embarrassing shit I've ever done in front of my crush, bro. And this hurt. My heart broke when I did this goofy shit and ruined me getting with this girl, bro. Completely ruined it, bro. She was so bad, bro. She was bad, bro. She was so attractive. She was so attractive that I knew she was out there digging gold. I ain't give a fuck. Yo, type of one in chat. If there's some females out there that are so attractive, you don't give a fuck what she want from you. You down to kick it. Type of two in the chat. If not, there's no woman who is attractive enough to make you go against your survival instincts. There is, man. I'm keeping it real. She was a gold digger, but she was so bad that I didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I messed it up, man. And I never got to hang out with her. Huh? Yeah, never die for no female, but at least smash first. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you can, get the cheeks. And then if she's crazy, just, avoid her after that. But, you know what I mean? Unless she's chunny. See, so there is a girl that's worth dying for. B15 motherfucker said, hey, look, I ain't gonna die for no hoe. But if she look like Chung Lee, I'll stand in front of her when niggas start shooting. Nigga start shooting. This nigga jump in front of her. Not the titty meat. No. No. It be like that. It be like that, bro. Yo. It be like that, bro. If the titty meat is on fleek enough, I'll stand in front of her when shit start popping off. I don't know about if they start shooting. Yeah, I mean, depend on the way. Depend on that would be attitude. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. If baby girl was bad, and ladies, I'm about to give you guys. I'm about to learn y'all some shit. This is how much power good attitude in a woman has. If I'm about to get shot over, if I was kicking it with a female, and she was a 10 out of 10 in every way but her attitude. She was attractive. She was bad. She was really, really good looking. Everything was on fleek. You know what I'm saying? She had everything. And mind you, these are girls I never slept with, right? But her attitude was shit. This bitch getting shot. She's just gonna get shot. I'm not doing it. I'm not about to die for a mean female. You know what I'm saying? But, if the female has an awesome personality, she treats me good, is loving and nurturing and all that shit, I'll probably get shot for her. I ain't gonna let her get shot. I think it's a guy thing. It's a weird thing that we dudes do. You know what I'm saying? If baby girl is my home, like if she's so peaceful, if she brings me so much peace that she's basically is the house, I'll get shot for it. You know what I'm saying? But if she's a headache and the only good thing she's got going for her is her vagina, you know what I mean? And she can't cook good. You know what I'm saying? If she can't cook good, if she gets shot at, I don't know. Man. They started shooting. I don't know what happened. We all failed, man. Huh? Yes. What do you say, BlastphamousHD? What do you say? It's all of the evidence, all the hard evidence that shows you actually covering your own body with hers. Once it went down. Well, what can I say to that, John? Well, I can say to that is she never cooked me dinner, nigga. Just never cooked me dinner. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never massaged your boy. You know what I'm saying? She ain't played no video games or nothing. She ain't played video games with me or nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? Why would I get shot for that when I know there's women out there that do play video games? So, if she don't make it, it's a win-win. Because I can just go get a girl that do play video games. We gonna edit this out. We gonna edit this out. No, Ed. I'm with it, Brodies. Yo. If you guys would like a super chat request, it'd be 50 directly through the tip jar, either that or directly through the channel or through my Cash App. And I'll react to any video that you guys would like me to react to, as long as it's not 2 girls, 1 cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Yo, thank you, Latrice. Hey, what's up, B15? Yo, what's up, Makura? Yeah, I'll check it out after stream, man. I'll check it out after stream. So, with that being said, if you guys want me to, jump online and play a video game, you know what I mean? Anything that would stop me from doing the story times, I got you guys. You know what I mean? For real, for real. So, with that being said, a chick that has a really, really good attitude and likes to cook for her dude and likes to be nice to her dude and treats her dude with respect and love and all that shit, you know what I mean? We jumping the bullet in front of those. You know what I'm saying? We jump in front of those if there's a bullet, beat niggas up for them, all that good stuff. Female got a terrible personality. That bitch is on her own. You know what I'm saying? Bro, because look, this is what's up. I've seen a lot of dudes just get shot because they were with really shitty women. That one dude who was a P-star, you know what I mean? Never seen any of his stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he was like, he was a porn star and shit, and he got gunned down because his women, the women when he was around, were argumentative and decided to fight every fucking body, and everyone needs to bow down to them and kiss their asses, and they'll yell at them until they do. They'll shame every man, and he's gonna learn that and if one of those guys would ever like talk back or yell at the girls for doing that to them, the guy would try to fight the girl, and the dude would step in. This big buff black dude step in and be like, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying? And then the dudes would back down. They ran into a dude who had a gun. Females go out. He goes out with the females. They're starting shit. Everyone's freaking, they're starting shit. They're trying to fight guys. They're starting shit because they can't get their way, and they're too boozy or sedity to not win an argument with a strange guy. So they start some arguments. Dudes ain't back down. Buff adult actress dude stands up, tries to fight him, willing to protect the females that are just talking shit to everybody, gets shot the hell up, is no longer here. You know what I mean? So, for real. That's what's up. Yo, that's what's up, Aiden. Appreciate the compliment. Yeah, W's to the mod squad, man. Thank you for getting rid of the riffraff. Do I own a concealed carry? I don't. I have no weapons. We can be friends, Latrice. You know what I mean? Yeah, Like, we're already practically cool. I'm friends with everybody. You know what I mean? We're all friends. No High School Musical. We're all in this together type of stuff. Yo. What's up, G Monster? What's up, Xander? Best reaction channel that posted. Thank you for the compliment, Xander. Yo, hit me up on Instagram. Instagram is the easiest way to get a hold of your boy. You know what I'm saying? You can hit me up through there. You know what I mean? Easiest way to get a hold of me. That goes for everybody. It's literally the easiest way of getting a hold of me is on Instagram. Just don't send nothing weird. Hey, what's up, X-Rock? Yeah. Stay up, Xander. All right, so it's a peep game. You know what I'm saying? So the meth head chick, you know what I'm saying, she hit me up and you know what I'm saying, she kept on trying to beg me and ask me for money and stuff. So I called her husband to ask him what was going on, and he let me know that she had recently invited herself to some meth, and because of that, you know, she was on that other shit. Huh? You ever just trip in front of a very attractive woman? I have, Half Demon Ant-Man. Half Demon Ant-Man, are you still here? Got 4 wins. Jonathan Gamer, I swear to God, I thought you had work today. Yo. Called Nightmare Girl once. Turns out it wasn't actually a girl, but a nightmare in disguise. It was a guy. Shit. I watch your story times religiously. Yeah, my story times are good. They're good, and they're true. Oh boy. So yo, top of 1 in the chat. I forgot what story. Damn, I was gonna tell you guys a story if we reach the Subathon milestone. Dang. Yo, so I'll figure out this one, I'll figure out this last story. And then I'm gonna jump off. You know what I'm saying? Yo. I have to follow the Subathon rules, unfortunately. Did you keep it real? Have your content. My crush? Which crush? Man. All right, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get up out of this mug. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see what else. All right, man. Yo, I had a great time with you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying? I consider all of you guys friends of mine. And that's why I make sure to jump on and tell you guys stories. Oh, boy. W stream, guys. W streams. W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer. He is this stream's biggest donator. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat to Jonathan the Gamer. Much love and respect, my guy. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys had a great freaking July 4th. You guys popped fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Even got booty down at the club. You know what I mean? For real. Let's see. W's in the chat, yo. All right, I'll see you guys later. See, we end up doing 2.5 hours instead of just the regular 2. You know what I'm saying? W's in the chat.